What's up, world builders? Today we're kicking off the world building process of our JRPG by using our imported models to create a modular tile-based environment. We're going to learn how to add collisions, snapping them into place so there's no spaces for the players to fall into by accident, and turn them into reusable pieces we can build entire towns or dungeons with. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and press 3D scene here in our screen. Right, we're going to see that we got this little node 3D thing going on, right? We're going to go ahead and rename that world. And we're going to press Control-Shift-S. We're going to go ahead and save that in our scenes folder, world. We're going to leave it as world. If you notice, when you change the name, it will automatically, whatever the name of the node is, it will make it the file name for when you're saving it. Right? We're not going to worry about lights and cameras quite yet. But what we are going to do is we're going to come down here and start looking at our environment models, see what we got. You know what I want? I want some floors. So let's go ahead and type in floor. We're going to start looking for our floors. Let's go ahead with let's go with this small floor right here. We're going to drag that into our scene like so. Let's go ahead and take our transform and reset that to 0, 0, 0. Alright, so from here, we're going to go ahead and actually open this up. So the way we're going to open it up is if we come over here to the right of where this name is, we're going to see this little, I forget what they're called, little things, the little action things that you see in TV shows when they're messing around with movies and they go action and they clap it down. But if you know what the name of that is, throw that in the comments. All right, let's get a little engagement. Yeah. All right, so click on that. It's gonna say, do you want to open this basically as a new scene? It says new inherited, so because it's inheriting from the original scene. But right now in its current state, it can't be modified. So click new inherited. And you're going to come to this, right? You see it creates a new scene. It's completely unsaved. There's the floor tile mesh. There's the floor tile node, right? Let's go ahead and just change this to floor underscore tile underscore SM first of all. There we go. And in this, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add to this add a child node. The shortcut is Control A. We're going to type in StaticBody3D and we're going to add that in there. And then we're going to add to this a CollisionShape3D. This collision shape, we're going to come over here to the inspector and we're going to turn that into a box shape. We're going to go ahead and extend this out to be roughly the width of it. Okay, and then the length of it, and then the height of it. We're going to shrink that down to match that as well. If I haven't talked about it before, the orbiting stuff is really useful. If you hold Alt in the middle mouse button, you can orbit around the geometry, the world scene, right? If you hold Shift, then you can pan left and right, up and down, and then Control, you can zoom in and out on a focused object, and Zoom does the same thing. Or, sorry, Zoom. The mouse wheel by itself does the same thing. So, alright, now that we got that going, we're going to go ahead and save this. So let's press Control-Shift-S. And in our world, we're going to actually create, let's see, do we have one in our, I don't know if we have one in our scenes. We don't. So in our world, we're going to create a new folder. So right click in here, new folder. This is going to be dungeon tiles. And we're going to put that in here. And it's already saved as floor tile SM. Boom, there we go. Now, what I'm going to do from here is it's gonna go a little quiet. I'm gonna press W for the move tool, and I'm gonna actually not in this one, sorry. I'm gonna close this one, and in our world now, if I come over here and take our floor tile, drop it in here, I can delete this one, and now we got this guy right here, and it's gonna go quiet for a few seconds. I'm gonna go ahead and create a small 5x5 room with the floor. So here we go. So the first thing you notice, I know I said it was going to go quiet, but I realized I have some stuff to explain. If I move it close, I can get kind of close, but you can see there's a little bit of an overlap, and that's not good for our colliders or for the look of the game. So what you can do is you can actually just press the snap tool, and it'll snap right there next to it, and now there's no actual overlap. So you have that afforded to you. So if we reset our transform, let me bring it out. No overlaps, everything's good to go. So, all right. Alright, real quick, that wasn't too hard. Now, because I got all these in here like this, I'm actually going to right click on the top one. I'm going to choose reparent to new node. I'm going to select this node 3D, and I'm going to change the name of this to floors. And I'm going to actually drag all of these guys into this floors group. Now I can close that up and keep my world a little cleaner. Now the next thing we want is a wall, so let's go ahead and type in wall. Got this wall right here, we can drag in like so. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to open it up, new inherited scene. In here we're going to add a StaticBody3D. We're going to add a collider, or collision, sorry, CollisionShape3D, and we're going to make it a box shape. And then the same deal, we're gonna just take and I'm gonna turn off snap. Hotkey for that is Y, by the way, as in why didn't you tell us that before? My apologies. So again, I am just making this so that it, probably gonna leave it like that actually. That way the player can't just like come into this little part and then there's no clipping, right? So there we go. And we're gonna Control S. And in our dungeon tiles, it's gonna be a wall. I forgot to change the name, so I'm actually going to call this wall underscore full, because that's actually the full wall. And we're going to go ahead and resave this as wall underscore full. There we go. Alright, and I'll delete that later, but we're not going to use that one. We're going to use this wall full. So let's go here. Wall full. Get it. Alright. So let's delete this wall too. Now we're not going to delete anything from this assets because our reusable tiles are actually inheriting from those. So we want to make sure that those are good to go and that they stay where they need to. So, all right. How do I want to do this? What other walls do we have in here? Ooh, we got a doorway. Doorway sides. What is that one? Oh, that's nifty. But, maybe later. Oh, just a second. Sorry about that. That was my daughter. Let's see here. We're gonna put in this doorway. And actually, I'm only gonna use one of these full walls. I'll tell you why in a second. So, that was not the one I wanted to get rid of, but that works. Alright. This doorway right here, we're going to probably tackle a little bit later, because I do want to trigger this door to be able to open. But what we can do for now is on this doorway. How do I want to do that? I'm gonna add I'm gonna add an area 2D. Oops, not instantiate. We want add a child, so area 2D. Actually 3D, sorry. Area 3D. We're gonna add a collision shape to that. For now. And then this will be a box shape. We're going to do the same thing. When it comes to actually getting the door to trigger open, we'll do that in a little bit. So, oops, I still have snap on. Alright, Control S. Wall doorway. Control Shift S. Wall doorway and save. We'll drop that into our scene. Put that right about there. Now, where are those corners that I saw? There they are. Alright, so we got these corners right here, and I want to use these. So we're going to do that one real quick. Oops. Come on. There you go. Apparently I couldn't type today. Alright. This one, we're going to need probably 2 of them. And the reason why I think that is because, I mean, we could use the polygon one, but I've had issues with it in the past. If you're watching and you know a nice easy way to get the polygon to work, CollisionPolygon3D to work, let me know. I will tell you this is not the most cost efficient, right? But it does work. We're going to Control D to duplicate and then rotate that one around. That one, nope. Turn on our snap and then rotate that one around 90 degrees and then move that one there-ish. Let's go ahead and turn off the snap to move it, just to tighten it up a little bit. Alright, there we go. Control Shift S, wall corner. We're already at 14.5 minutes, so I'm going to finish building the rest of this real quick. Alright, so what I did is I just kind of, because I'm going to put in some half walls, I'm actually going to probably move this doorway over. That way it's not the exact same all the way around. I got these half walls right there. So again, adding a StaticBody3D and a CollisionShape, we're going to change this to wall half instead of wall half 2. Save it in our dungeon tiles world folder, wall half. And then we're going to go ahead and bring this out of here and add in our wall half here. Duplicate it, bring it over here with this, duplicate it, rotate it 90 degrees, and again the hotkeys, move is W, rotate is E, scale is R, duplicate is Control D. Alright, so now we got this guy going on here. Let's go ahead and add a reparent to new node, node 3D, name this walls. I'm not sure what that was. Alright, walls, there we go. And drag these in, oops, drag these into the walls group, shorten that up. Let's go ahead and put our player in there. We want to go instantiate. Let's look for our barbarian. So we can just type in player. I don't think we did anything with him yet, but we'll just set him in there anyways. So there's our barbarian. We can turn off the snap. You can see that he's perfect size with the doors and the assets, so everything's working out just fine. I will probably build out the rest of this dungeon offline, but feel free to experiment with it. Go ahead and send me emails, adaptedlab@gmail.com, with your screenshots of your dungeons if you're following along with this, or if you're using your own. I'd love to hear what you're doing. This video is already going on past 20 minutes, so I'm going to cut it off here. But don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're enjoying what we're doing. On YouTube, you'll be able to see these videos once a week. This series will be posted to my Udemy, where the whole series will be purchased there. But until then, keep learning, keep building. I'll see you in the next video.